So this question is about gravitational potential, and we're comparing two planets with the same radius. We're given some statements, and we have to pick which one's correct. So within the question, we're given an example of the planets, and we have the surface, and we've got a graph. So we're told they have the same radius, which is important because then effectively that rules out a few things that would make life a little bit more difficult for us. I'll explain that in a second. And then we have the surface of this one, and we have this sort of shape. And actually, that is quite important that it's closer this way than that way. So we have a 0 point closer to planet L, as per the diagram in the question. So we've got this. We've got planet L and planet K. And what does this tell us? Well, this is the gravitational potential. So the lower you are down here, the more energy per unit mass is required to escape. So what you've got is it's a potential well, and this is basically being in energy debt or energy deficit. So down here on the surface of K, you've got to pay back more energy to escape than you have on L. That tells me that the gradient of this line tells me the gravitational field strength. So it's got a stronger gravitational field strength on the surface because K's got a bigger mass. The only way that this can have a greater gravitational potential at the surface is if the mass is bigger because they've got the same radius. So this has got less mass, so there's less cost of energy to go escape. The escape velocity is going to be less on L, it's going to be more on K. G on the surface of K is more than L because the gradient of the graph tells us G. And there's lots of other things that must be true because K has more mass than L. So the mass of L is greater than the mass of K. Nope, that's the opposite. Gravitational field strength at the surface of L is larger than the surface of K. No, that's not true. It's larger on K than L. The escape velocity from planet L is greater than from K. No, it's going to be less. More work must be done to move a mass of 1 kilogram from the surface of K to a distant point than on L. So that is the correct one. More energy to pay back to get from here to 0. That much energy. That's the amount of work needs to be done per kilogram compared to getting from here to 0. So D is correct.